the forest that never sleeps. Seeking knowledge comes with responsibility, and understanding the truth often demands sacrifice. Deep within the heart of the world, far from the reach of man, lay a forest unlike any other. It was called the Everwake Woods, but those who feared its mystery named it the forest that never sleeps. No matter the hour, the trees whispered, the rivers hummed, and the creatures moved as if time held no sway. Light and darkness intermingled strangely, as the moon and the sun seemed reluctant to ever fully relinquish their hold. Those who entered spoke of strange melodies in the wind, of shadows that danced like living beings, and eyes that gleamed from the darkness when none should have been there. Legends spoke of an ancient guardian who watched over the forest, one who had not known rest for 1,000 years. Some said it was a spirit, a remnant of a forgotten age, bound by an eternal duty. Others whispered of a being neither human nor beast, something crafted from the very essence of the forest itself. Whatever the truth, few dared to venture into its depths, and fewer still return unchanged. The journey begins. One autumn evening, a young scholar named Elias Wren stood at the edge of the Everwake Woods, staring into its depths. Unlike others, he was not there for adventure or treasure. He was there for knowledge. Stories of the forest had reached his ears since childhood, and he had spent years compiling every scrap of information he could find. Now, he sought to uncover the truth with his own eyes. Armed with a journal, a lantern, and an unshakable resolve, Elias stepped beyond the tree line. The moment he did, the air around him thickened, as though the very atmosphere resisted his presence. The rustling of the leaves became a whispering murmur, carrying words he could not quite understand. He pressed forward, taking careful notes as he walked. The trees, he observed, were unlike any he had seen before, their bark etched with strange patterns that pulsed softly, like a heartbeat. Hours passed, though it was difficult to tell, for the sky remained in a perpetual state of twilight. He found a clearing where the ground was littered with bioluminescent flowers, glowing softly in shades of blue and violet. As he knelt to examine one, a sudden movement caught his eye. A figure stood at the edge of the clearing, the guardian of the forest. Elias's breath caught in his throat as he beheld the being before him. It was tall, draped in what seemed to be woven vines and leaves, its form both humanoid and ethereal. Its eyes, luminous and ever watchful, bore into his soul. Though it spoke no words, Elias felt its presence within his mind. "Why have you come?" Steeling himself, Elias replied aloud, "I seek the truth of this place. I mean no harm." The being stepped closer, its movement fluid like flowing water. "Truth?" it echoed. "Truth has many faces. What do you seek to find?" Elias hesitated. What was he seeking? A mere explanation of the forest's mysteries? Or something more? "I wish to understand why this forest never sleeps," he finally said. "Why the night and day exist together. Why the trees whisper. Why no one who leaves is ever the same." The guardian studied him for a long moment before extending a hand. "Then come, seeker of truth, but know that understanding comes with a price." The heart of Everwake Woods. With a deep breath, Elias followed. The deeper they traveled, the more the forest seemed to come alive around them. Shadows coiled like living things, and the very air shimmered as though infused with an unseen energy. Strange creatures peeked from the underbrush, some resembling deer with glowing antlers, others mere wisps of light that danced in the air. Eventually, they arrived at an ancient stone circle, its center occupied by a great tree that pulsed with a golden light. Its roots stretched deep into the earth, and its branches wove into the sky like the threads of an unbroken loom. The guardian turned to Elias. "This is the heart of the Everwake Woods. It is the source of its wakefulness, the reason it never sleeps. Long ago, a great calamity threatened to consume the land, a darkness that sought to end the cycle of time. The only way to stop it was to create a place outside of time's grasp, a sanctuary where both day and night would always exist together. Thus, this forest was born." Elias's mind reeled. But how is such a thing possible? Who created it? "The first guardian," the being answered. "And now, the task falls to me. Until another is chosen, I must remain." A weight settled in Elias's chest. "You cannot leave? Ever?" "Not until the forest chooses a new guardian." The realization struck Elias like a blow. The whispers, the restless energy, the ever-present hum of the woods, it was the will of the guardian, their eternal vigil preventing time from reclaiming this land. "And if no one is chosen?" he asked hesitantly. "Then I will watch over it until the end of time." A choice to make. Silence stretched between them. Elias understood now why those who left the forest were never the same. They carried its knowledge, its weight, and some, he suspected, never truly left at all. Can you choose to leave? Elias asked finally. The guardian regarded him solemnly. Only if another is willing to take my place. The meaning was clear. The forest required a guardian, one who would remain wakeful, who would exist beyond the passage of days and nights. It was not a fate forced upon anyone. It was a choice. Elias looked around, at the ancient tree pulsing with life, at the ever-present twilight, at the creatures who thrived in this eternal in-between. Could he do it? Could he bear the weight of the ever-awake woods and stand watch for generations to come? His fingers tightened around his journal. He had come seeking the truth, and now he had found it. But the truth came with responsibility. As he looked back at the guardian, he saw, for the first time, the deep weariness in its glowing eyes. Elias took a deep breath, and he made his choice. To this day, travelers who stray too close to the ever-awake woods speak of the whispering trees and the glowing eyes that watch from the darkness. Some claim to hear soft, echoing footsteps, as if someone is always walking, never resting. And in the heart of the forest, where twilight never fades, a new guardian stands watch, ensuring that the forest never sleeps. The story's moral: seeking knowledge comes with responsibility, and understanding the truth often demands sacrifice.